Hey Bike, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at the X-Files, and we're on the 3rd season. So this is Avatar from 1996. Now previously we'd had Josei Chung's From Outer Space, and the next one will be Quagmire. And this is season 3, and it's episode 21. And it's classed, I suppose, as usual, Monster of the Week. Yes. So there's nothing really connected with the conspiracy. Now, this was transmitted on the 26th of April 1996 on the Fox network. And on the 23rd of July 1996, Sky transmitted it. And on the 30th of January 1997, BBC One transmitted it. Now, the teleplay is by Howard Gordon, and the story came from David Duchovny and Howard Gordon together. So Duchovny's been getting involved a bit, hasn't he? He certainly is developing the other side of the camera as well. So it was his idea about the story, and then I say Howard Gordon wrote the actual teleplay. And Howard Gordon wrote 20 episodes for the X-Files, which is pretty good. He was a very good contributor to the X-Files, and of course went on to even a lot of bigger things as a producer, writer as well. So yeah, fantastic. Now the it's directed by James Charleston. His contributions are not big in terms of actual feature films. No Way Out 1987 is quite a big film, but he was assistant director on that as one of the unit assistant directors. But then he sort of made his name in TV series and TV films, and that's the way he became a recognized director in that area. And yeah, that is quite a good career. So let's go through the cast. We've got David Duchovny, of course, playing Fox Mulder. We've got Gillian Anderson playing Dana Scully. We've got William B. Davis as the cigarette-smoking man. Though it's not much at all in this. It's apparently one scene was cut with him, so we only see him in one scene. It's not very big. Then of course we've got Mitch Pileggi, who plays Walter Skinner, and this is where he's the center of the episode, which is good to see. So his character has started to develop, and we get more about him as a character, and this is really good. Really good to see, because he is a good character. Then we've got Tom Mason playing Detective Waltos. He was in Apocalypse Now, 1979. He was in Crimes of the Heart, 1986. He was in FX2, 1991. He was in The Puppet Masters, 1994. He was in Flags of Our Fathers, 2006. And again, he went into sort of TV series and TV films. Quite a big career in that. Then we have got Jennifer Hetrick, who plays Sharon Skinner. Actually, I think she's really good as his wife in this. Yeah. Now, she was in 500 Days of Summer 2009. I've heard people mention that film. I don't know a great deal about it, but yeah, 500 Days of Summer 2009 she was in. And she was in something I remember, definitely. She played Vash in Star Trek The Next Generation, in the Captain's Holiday episode from 1990, which was a romance with Captain Picard. Yes, it's one of those stories. Yes, I remember it well. Yes, definitely. And also, I think she popped up in Deep Space Nine as well at the beginning of the season. I'm sure she did with Q in the same episode, Vash and Q. Yeah, that's it. I remember that now. It's just come to me. As an actress, Jennifer Ettrick is in a lot of TV series and TV films. And then we've got another name that some of you sci-fi fans will remember. It's Amanda Tapping, and she plays Karina Sales. Just the name Amanda Tapping, you immediately think of her role playing Samantha Carter in Stargate SG-1, which was from 1997 to 2007. Also, she was in Stargate Atlantis. Now, she had guest roles in the series from 1 to 3, and then also the final. No, I don't think it was the final. I'm not quite sure, but in the 5th one, she was also involved as a guest star. But in season 4, she also became a main character. Not just guest roles. She was there, every episode. So she's somebody, again, if you look at her CV, it's just full of TV series and TV films. But I think her connection with Stargate is very much remembered. Yeah, she was a great character in that. And it's a great series. Yes, great series, Stargate. Brilliant series. I'm going on a bit, aren't I? Yeah. Then we've got Malcolm Stewart, who plays Agent Boney Craze. He was in Jumanji, 1995. He was in Miracle, 2004. And also, this is a really good film, Moon, 2009. What a film Moon is. Great film. If you haven't seen Moon, try and check it out. Absolutely brilliant. He also, Malcolm Stewart's in a lot of TV series and TV films over the years. So a lot of experience there. So that is the cast. And locations are very similar. We've come across before. 556 Davy Street, Vancouver, Bute Street, and Melville Street, Vancouver. It's all around sort of Vancouver, as you know. By now, I think there's a lot of filming going there because that's where it's filmed. It's filmed, yes. Now, what is this about? Well, I'll describe what it is, and then we'll just go into a little bit about why it's an X-File as well. But Skinner has been, he's very depressed really over his wife who is divorcing him. yeah, he doesn't want to get divorced. And he has a one night stand with a stranger. And when he wakes up the following morning, she's dead and she's been murdered. So, wow, that's it. He's a suspect. And the problem is, he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything much at all. This is people are obviously believing that he's done this, and the investigation's going on. And eventually they dismiss him. Now, Mulder and Scully don't believe at all that he's done this, and they want definitely to return the favour of how he has supported them so much, against so much opposition to the X-Files. So this is what they do. And then, of course, we get the Mulder comes up with maybe some various things that Skinner has mentioned, particularly seeing the old lady figure, which again is linked with two areas. His near-death experience can be linked with that when in Vietnam, which came up in a previous episode and is mentioned again. And also, there's the sort of mythological belief, particularly in the Middle Ages, and, well, beyond the Middle Ages. I think even, in 15th, 16th century, people were still believing in this, before the age of enlightenment of the 18th century, really, because in 17th century they're still believing some of this stuff. And it's the idea of a succubus, which is a female demon who is on top having sex with with the man, and that's one of these images that you've seen it in painting. I've seen it in paintings, and it's a belief that this explained some of the dreams, and I say this, and always an older lady as well. So there we are. That's the mythology part, and they've got to try and find out what really happened. And I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to give anything away, really, because it's with these mystery stories, you want to know, and if I give it away, it'll kind of ruin it. But the investigation develops and takes wonderful turns, as we say, as we discover more and more about what's going on. Now, this episode had mixed reviews. Yeah, not everybody was that keen on it. And I can't understand why, because I think it's perfect. It's a perfect X-Files story because you've got the mythology and then you've got, what is really happening, and then the connection with Skinner. I mean, it's good to get a character like Skinner, and we're delving more into his life. And he deserves it as a character, and I think the writers felt that as well. As I say, Duchovny is involved in the writing of this. Well, his idea about this story. So, this is really good. I don't understand why anybody would be down on this episode at all. I really enjoy it. I definitely put it up there beyond the sort of middle range. It's up there as a really good episode that is memorable and rewatchable. I think again, even though you may, once you know it, what's happened, it's got that quality, and I like learning more about Skinner. Also, I think it's worth pointing out as well that Mitch Pileggi is very good as Skinner. He goes through the emotions really brilliantly as an actor. So Mitch Pileggi, we should, compliment him on his performance, I think, because he's the sort of character that we don't see that much. Usually maybe a couple of scenes with him in the X-Files, But it's centered on him, and that is brilliant. I really, you kind of want to see more, like this kind of episode. It's so good. Very good. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommended. I think that's it, really. I've probably gone on too long about it, but I really enjoyed it. It's got that good mix that the X-Files good at. And as I always do, this is as you see it, here it is, the little box in the big box. This is all season 3, and it goes in the big box with all the other seasons, and it's a wonderful thing. Yes. So that's it. I've gone on far too long. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I put out these videos. So you can see all the previous reviews of X-Files that I've done in the playlist, and also you can see that I've done a lot of films, and also TV shows, and also a bit of music. So have a look. You might find something that you might enjoy. And if you like this video, please give the video a like. If you give it a like, it gets it out onto YouTube. So hopefully other people might enjoy it. And it really helps the channel out. And that'd be great. Also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always reply to them. And that's it. Yes, I've gone on far too long. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.